Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Jeffrey, Product Specialist from ClubRunner, and thank you for joining me this afternoon for CR 101, which is a brief overview of ClubRunner. In this webinar, I'll cover showing you what ClubRunner is about, how we serve Rotary clubs and other service groups and organizations, and why you should subscribe to ClubRunner, how it can benefit your club. Okay, just a brief overview. ClubRunner, it's a web-based solution geared for service groups. So we do have like several Rotary clubs using ClubRunner. It started back in 2003. It's Rotarian owned and operated. Okay, so ClubRunner, again, it's a web-based solution for clubs. We do provide a website with ClubRunner, and that includes hosting. So here I'll show you a couple of live websites, and these are Rotary clubs that are using ClubRunner. So with ClubRunner, we provide it so that it's easy for you to use the site. There's no HTML, no programming skills. You don't need to learn how to apply HTML onto the site. We do use several themes. You can use several layouts. But if you do know HTML, you can apply your own code, and you can even further customize the site if you know CSS, or if you know someone in your club, maybe in your community, who's familiar with building a site. So all the sites with ClubRunner, the new ones that would be with the next generation theme, they're mobile responsive. So when you view the site on a mobile device, okay, you can easily navigate through the site. So we make a lot of effort here at ClubRunner to make sure that you're able to come up with something that you can post your information to content on the site, and promote what you're doing in the community, what you're doing for your club. Okay, another example would be Hope Island. They're based in Australia. Okay, so here they have a carousel of images for their club. Okay. You can post videos onto the site. You can see here they have some videos linking to what they do in Rotary Down Under. Okay, you can post like events for your club. Meeting information is important so that people who are interested in joining your club, they can easily find out where you meet, when you meet, and how to get there. Okay. So aside from the website, we also provide a membership database. So the membership database with ClubRunner is linked with Rotary International. You do have that option to integrate your membership database on ClubRunner to RI's databases. That means any updates done to your membership, additions, terminations, and just updates to the regular profile are reflected automatically on RI's databases. Once you subscribe with ClubRunner, you can either send us your membership information in a spreadsheet. That's part of our setup. We'll upload your membership information onto the site, or we can use your information from the district if your Rotary district is on ClubRunner. Each and every member of the club, they'll be given their own login name and password. Once they do log in, they'll have access to this section called My ClubRunner. So here, as you can see, they can edit their profile, change their password, upload their photo, view several of the directories on ClubRunner. Okay. Now, there are different levels of access, meaning that every member of the club can be given a specific task or a role in making sure that you utilize all the features on ClubRunner. Okay. And changing that access level, it's very simple. When you go to the active members list, we just locate a member here, let's say Joe. And once we retrieve Joe's profile, we go to the settings tab, we click edit, and here we have club access level, and then we can make Joe maybe a president access level. That's not really the position, but just an access level, or a site administrator, which is the highest level of access on ClubRunner, and that will give Joe access to everything on the site. Okay, so a good way of making sure that you utilize all the features on ClubRunner, form a small committee. Okay, maybe 3, 4, 5 people in that committee, and give them the responsibilities towards updating the website, putting up the events on the site, managing the different committees, managing the volunteers, managing, the speakers for your weekly meetings, okay? So we do have those functionalities on ClubRunner. Now, editing the site, it's very simple. So here, let me just show you quickly the website designer. Okay, so from here, we're designing the site. We do have several themes that we can choose from. Okay, this is one of the themes that we created. There's really no banner anymore. We can also have a mid-century theme. Okay, and they're called next generation because they're mobile responsive. So you don't even have to worry about making sure that the website fits on a mobile device like an Android phone or an iPhone or even a tablet. Okay, so that's done automatically for you by ClubRunner. Now you can also select from different layouts. Okay, so let's go back to our designer. Go to edit content, and in here we can select a template or a layout. Okay, so you can either have a full width, okay, you can either have a narrow left like a 2-column layout, or you can have a 3-column layout. Okay, so you'll have more placeholders for the content or widgets that you'll be putting up on ClubRunner. So here I'm sticking with my 2-column layout. So I do have my widget here, but I have a narrow left and a wide right. And widgets on ClubRunner is something that you can install. So say, for example, I want my upcoming events just above the club information page here. So widgets are little pieces of application on ClubRunner. So they're database driven. Say, for example, you have Joe, member of your club. You've given Joe the access level so Joe can enter in all the events, throughout the year, or maybe every 3 months or every 6 months. And then all you need to do, this is a one-time thing. You just drag and drop this widget onto this left column here. Okay, so you do that once. You publish the changes on your site, and it's going to be database driven. When Joe is putting up the events on the site, it will automatically show those events on the ClubRunner page. There's even settings for that widget. So say, for example, I want to show the next, maybe just the next 2 months for the events. Okay, so items to display, I'm just going to say 10, but here I'm going to bring it down to 2. Okay, 2 months worth of events. And I just save that widget, and we're all set. So it's going to display events for this month and next month. So the next, for the 2 months. Okay, now content on the site. So it's very simple, putting up content on the site. Again, there's no HTML required. We do have our own online editor. So here, let me show you what our editor looks like. It's very similar to Microsoft Word. Okay, being a Rotarian owned and operated business, we know how it is at Rotary clubs. I've been to several Rotary meetings. I know a lot of Rotarians. I do have a lot of Rotarian friends, and Rotarians are not website developers. They're not webmasters, but they do volunteer a lot, and they can put up content like they would in Word. So here, this is where you type your content. Okay, as you can see, you can just easily type. I can even copy and paste. So say, for example, I'm going to highlight this. I'm going to right-click copy, and then in here, I'm just going to paste it. So the editor looks similar to Microsoft Word. I can bold, I can underline, I can change the font size. Okay. So as you can see here, I can do a lot of editing options. I can even insert an image. So here I go to image. I'm going to browse the server, which is my local folder. I'm going to go to my images, but we do have several Rotary images as well that we upload here. I'm going to click upload. I'm going to look for my pictures folder. Okay, let me just insert this koala. Okay, now here I have the koala. I'm just going to make it a whole lot smaller so you guys can see, right? There you go. We have the koala. Another option, I can pull up my pictures folder here. So let's say, let me go to my pictures folder. Okay, let me drag this here so you guys can see. Right, so here's my pictures folder. I'm going to expand this. This time the lighthouse. What I'm going to do, I'm just going to drag and drop that image right here. Okay, as you can see, here's the lighthouse now. Okay, I can right click, go to image properties. I'm going to lock it so the aspect ratio does not stretch it, and just make it a little smaller and say OK. And right there is my lighthouse. Easy to post pictures. You can also post videos. So we do have an embed media, videos from YouTube, from Vimeo. You can post on your site. Okay, so people can just go on your website, click on that video, and they can learn more about your event, about your club, what you do in the community. Okay, this same editor is also the same editor that we use for the newsletter. And in that newsletter, it's something that you can just not just for your members, but you can actually create several different types of newsletters. And people would ask, why would I want 2 newsletters? So at ClubRunner, we actually pride ourselves in providing a service that's geared for public relations. Okay, meaning that we want your club to grow. We want you to have more members. So a different type of newsletter would be aimed towards prospective members. So these prospective members, they've probably visited your club once or twice within the last 2 years. And you want to keep in touch with them, tell them what you're doing in the community. They don't necessarily need to receive the weekly newsletter, which has a lot of like club talk, is what I call it. Who got fined, minutes of meetings, happy bucks. They don't need to know that, but every 3 months or so, you can send a newsletter to prospective members and make them know, you have an upcoming event. Here's something new about your club. You have a big fundraising event. Invite them to that. Maybe perhaps they're, interested in finding out what the Rotary Club is about. So invite them back to your meeting. So that's another type of newsletter that you can create on ClubRunner. Okay. So posting the information, very easy on ClubRunner. Now another feature that we provide with ClubRunner, which is a really popular feature here, is our email services. So here we have email message center, and this is a good way of communicating not just to your members but to your prospective members. Okay, so I'm going to compose a new message here, and as you can see, it's very simple. So I can select a group like I do have the option of creating different templates. Here's my same WYSIWYG editor. What you see is what you get. Familiar with Word? Okay, you just start typing. You can put pictures as well. Okay, but look at my distribution list. I either have the option of sending it just to my active and honorary members, but I can also create friends. So friends in the club, in ClubRunner, there are potential members list. Okay, I can even create contact groups because ClubRunner does have a contact module. And in our contacts group, what I can have here is, say for example, you guys have a big fundraising event. You can keep contacts of those people that purchase tickets for that event. Okay, so you can continue to communicate with them either, for next year, events coming up soon that they attended last year. You can invite them again. Hey, our fundraising event that you attended last year is upcoming soon, and you're interested in getting more information. Here's a link to our website. Here's a link to where you can purchase tickets. Okay, so again, it's a very powerful tool, not just for managing your members, but more so for public relations. That's what ClubRunner is about, ease of maintaining a website. You can have a Facebook page, but Facebook can only do so much, right? You won't be able to easily post, content on Facebook with, say, a web page like you would, like, say, for example, I'm going to go to Hope Island here, who we can helping the local community. So this web page right here, right, it's not something you can easily create on Facebook. Right? Facebook is free, that's great, right? But you still need a site where people can get more information, right? Treat your club like you would a business, right? If you own a business, you won't rely solely on Facebook. You still want to have a website where you can post more information, and people can easily locate that information from search engines like Google and contact you back, okay? Now, aside from the site, the newsletter, email communication, other functionalities what we have on ClubRunner would be events. So we do have an events module on ClubRunner, and with our events module, not only are you able to post the event onto the site, but you do have options of online registration. So as you can see here, I went into the details for my event, and I do have the option of saying event registration, yes or no. Okay. So let me go back to my event details, registration options, open this event for registration. I selected yes. Okay. So people, not just your members, they can, go to that event. They can say, yes, I'm attending, or no, I'm not attending. You do have options for sending an invitation as well, keeping track of who signed up. And we do have an online payment module. It's an add-on module on ClubRunner, which allows not just your members, but the public as well, to pay for those tickets online using their own credit card. So again, it eliminates the bottleneck of having to purchase, a ticket by having to send in a check. So just imagine if you have a big fundraising event, it's $10 a ticket. I want to purchase that. I saw on your website. Now, what's going to detract me from purchasing that ticket is if I see, please send your check here. Honestly, I don't have a checking. I do have a checking account, but I don't write checks. And the only time I had to write a check, once a year, I have to send one to our Rotary Club. I wish they would do, the online payment module. But other than that, if you provided the ability to pay online with a credit card, you would see an increase in ticket sales. Okay. Other functionalities on ClubRunner in terms of the site, you do have features for posting photo albums onto the site. So again, post lots of pictures. Pictures speaks louder than words. Pictures would tell, everyone visiting your site, not just your members, that you're an active club. They won't read paragraphs what you did in that event, but if they saw 5 to 10 pictures about the event, that speaks louder than words. Okay. We also have the repository for documents. So we do have 2 folders. One is edit download files, which is a public folder. Anything you want to share to the public that they can easily download. Say, for example, application forms. Okay, that would be an example. Another one for like the club documents, which is a more private area, would be say minutes of your meetings, financial statements. Members of the club, they do have to log in first before they can view and download those files. Okay, so I'm going to pause for a bit before I move on to the attendance section of this webinar. And I do want to note, because of the number of registration or registrants or attendees, sorry, for this webinar, everyone's muted. And if you do have any questions, I'm going to point you to the questions module that's located at the bottom of that GoToWebinar window. If you click the plus sign towards questions, it'll expand and it'll allow you to type in any questions that you have. Feel free to ask any questions, type them in, and I'll make sure to answer your questions. Okay, so while we're waiting for those questions to be answered, I do want to show you our attendance module. So the attendance module on ClubRunner, it's very simple. You do have your roster uploaded onto the site. So all you really need to do is create those meeting dates. Okay, those meeting dates, you just click here, add new meeting, and then it'll ask you when is that next meeting, right? So you select that, save that information. Now, once you've created your meeting, here you just click that meeting date. So say, for example, April 7th, okay? All you really need to do is select the members that attended that meeting, okay? So if you always have like a high turnout for those meetings, put a check mark towards everyone. Deselect those that did not attend the meeting, and then save it. Now we do have provisions for leave of absence, attendance exemption, and even rule of 85, okay, on ClubRunner. We do have a lot of reports for attendance, specialized or custom report, month-to-date report, year-to-date report. You can even have the option of, like, say you don't have internet access at the meeting, there is an option for you to print a member list, okay. That member list is something that you can print on paper, so I'm going to show you the simple version here. So here it's just listing all the names, and I click on print, put paper in my printer, and it'll print this list for me. So at the meeting I can bring this with me, put a check mark beside everyone that attended the meeting. When I do have enough time to do the attendance, I go back to that piece of paper and I know who attended that particular meeting. Okay. All right, so other functionalities that we provide on ClubRunner, we do have a dues and billing module. It's a simple financial component on ClubRunner. It's not a full accounting software. So with the dues and billing module, it provides you the ability to create bills or invoices. It can be done for, like, say, a membership invoice. So say, for example, here, I created a sample called quarterly dues. When you create the invoice, you can create a line item. Okay, so you can say dues, you can say meals, you can add those as well, or anything or any item that you need to send an invoice towards your membership. Now, once you've generated that invoice, or the invoices could be customized, you have the couple of options. One, you can print it, okay, to hand it out to your members. Some clubs, they still mail it, okay, they put stamps, they mail it. That's one option. The other option is using the database system on ClubRunner. So you can actually email the invoices, okay? Just to show you quickly here, here's what the invoice would look like once it's printed or emailed, okay? Name of the club, invoice number, item, amount due, okay? That's what the invoice looks like. So again, you do have the option of, printing the invoice, or you can simply email it, okay? So it's going to email that invoice to Joe, right? If you do have that online payment module, which is again an add-on, it will give you the opportunity, or the members will have the opportunity of paying that invoice online using their credit card, okay? So when they receive the invoice, they'll see what, is due. They'll give them a link, log in. Once they log in, it'll take them to my billing account balance. Now see here, I've created so many test invoices that I now owe $7,690. I can make a payment online. Let's say I want to pay everything here. I click on make a payment. It's going to give me an HTTPS page, verified, secured symbol here. I can pay with Visa, MasterCard, American Express, Discover, okay, and I can submit that. Okay, so I don't really have that amount in my credit card, so I'm not going to pay. Okay, so again, that's dues and billing. So got a quick question here from Gary. Does attendance track whether the attendee has paid for the meeting fee? Unfortunately, Gary, it does not. Okay, something you still need to keep track on ClubRunner. One of the options that you can do with our print member list is we have an attendance sheet, which is, we have two versions. Simple version, which is just listing the name, or this version right here. So it has a little bit more information that you can use. Name of that member, did they pay or attended? You can see that here. Did they pay by cash, check, okay? So you can mark that here, okay? All right, other functions on ClubRunner. Every club, they have volunteers. So we do have a volunteer module on ClubRunner. That's could be a standalone. So if you're not associating it with an event, but most events, or some events, I should say, does require volunteers. So we do have a volunteer module in ClubRunner. It gives you the opportunity of creating a volunteer task, different shifts. You can email this to all your members. They'll have an opportunity to see the list online, book themselves for that particular task. So everything's automated. You can invite people, send an email to all the volunteers, okay? And you do have all the volunteer summary report for that particular volunteer task. Also, clubs have committees. So we have a committee management module on ClubRunner. And here it gives you the ability to organize your committees. So say, for example, I created a website committee here. So in my website committee, I'm going to add a member, okay? And I'm going to say Joe is the first name. Okay, say no record found. Let me just say Sarah. There we go. So I can say Sarah. Sarah is actually the chair of this committee. I'm going to give her the access level of chair, which means she can edit the committee, save it, and it's going to add Sarah here. Okay. So also we have another add-on, which is our enhanced committee module that gives us additional functionality such as creating subcommittees, document storage specific for the committee or subcommittee, and customized email so we can send an email just to the committee members. Okay. So what's next? Now that we know ClubRunner can do a lot, any questions that you have, please feel free to contact us. Toll free, it's 1-877-469-2582. So let me just give you our number here. Again, it's 1-877-469-2582. If you have any questions, you can also request to try ClubRunner free for 30 days. On our website, which is www.clubrunner.ca, we have a big button in the top right that says request trial. So it's a full functioning site, free again for 30 days, no financial obligation, and we'll create a site for you to evaluate, present it to your board members, and see if it's a good fit for your club. Pricing, it's based on the number of members in the club. So here up to, or say, up to 20 members, it would be $22.95 a month. All subscriptions payable annually upfront. It is a one-year contract. We do have a one-time setup fee of $199. Okay. So with that, I do want to thank each and every one for attending this short demo. Again, CR 101, a brief overview about ClubRunner. Again, please feel free to visit our site, www.clubrunner.ca, for more information as to what ClubRunner can do. I'm going to stick around and answer any questions that you have. But with that, I do want to thank each and every one for attending this CR 101 demo. Thanks again, everyone, and may you have a great rest of your afternoon.